Hi, everybody. This is Tom, and this is Culture Chap. So, today I want to talk to you about a musical called Ruthless. It's fantastic. So, Ruthless, I like for several reasons. I found Ruthless through the video I did about all female plays and musicals. So, Ruthless is great for us right now because it can be inexpensive. I know the pictures going past you may not look inexpensive. It just depends on the way you want to design it. So it has 6 women. That's good. That's not a huge cast. You can add more to the cast if you want to for certain scenes. That would be great. They won't necessarily get lines, but you can add them into the songs. You can add them as mysterious chorus, whatever you want. The story is about Tina Denmark, who is a precocious child who wants to be an entertainer and has a song called Born to Entertain. And her mother, Judy, who's supposed to be a little bit boring, frumpy. It just depends on what you think is frumpy. This musical is sort of made in that like tongue-in-cheek Auntie Mame kind of style, except it's really ramped up. It's sort of Auntie Mame meets The Bad Seed, meets All About Eve. So it's that kind of thing. It's about it's a backstage comedy. It's stage mothers, but Judy really isn't a stage mother in the way you think. She might be a little more like Gypsy, you know, where she's not as pushy. She's a little more mousy, but she gets things done. In Act 2, after Tina goes to jail for accidentally hanging the star of the elementary school musical. Tina was the understudy, by the way. See a little bit All About Eve. When she goes to the Daisy Clover School for Psychopathic Ingenues. She finds that her mother Judy is actually starring in a Broadway show, but she's billed as Ginger, so she's in disguise. This is the kind of musical this is. It's very, I hate to say campy because people misuse that word. This can be very campy. I think of it as very telenovela. It's for like, big reactions, big costumes, big colors. And I'm recommending it because it just sells. It sells really well. I like that you could add women in this show of any age. Now, not Tina, that needs to be somebody young-ish, but doesn't have to be. It's all how you costume it. You can be as artificial as you like with this play. Tina can be a 35-year-old woman. Her mother can be 50 or 60. It doesn't matter. That doesn't matter because if you make it more artificial, you can cast who you want because no one's going to blame you because it's that comedic. Now, one of the roles, Sylvia, the sleazy theatrical agent, is sort of traditionally played by a male. And apparently that's only because the first actor to do it was male because his audition was so good. So he's kind of a legend. And people have just sort of considered like, oh, it's 5 women and a man. No, doesn't have to be. It's 6 female parts. So you cast it how you want to. You can do all men in drag. You can do all women of any ages. You can just mix it up. And because you can mix it up, that also opens you up to, like I said, any age, but any color, any race. There's nothing in this play that says Tina has to look like mommy. If you're doing something this artificial and this fun, they can look very different, whether that's different colors or whatever. It sort of adds to the layers if Tina looks adopted for whatever reason, different race, different color, whatever. And I encourage you to think outside the box with this piece because they certainly did when they wrote it. It's a lot of great songs. It's a lot of great fun. It's a lot of antics. The plot is complicated. And I don't know what my favorite part is. I was racking my brain. But Tina does kill people in the second act. I mean, she did kill that first girl, but we don't get to see that, which is a real bummer. Unless you want to show that with casting somebody else. That might be interesting. Um, Tina gets to kill people on stage with a gun. So when you think of dramatic death scenes, you usually think of a man. So I would like to see some dramatic death scenes by gunshot where somebody is really cheesy, is really chewing the scenery. And not only one person does the second act, two people get to do it. And maybe the second person tries to outdo the first. It's all about what you want to do. There really isn't a lot of breaking the fourth wall written into the script, but if you read it that way, it can be. There's a lot of comments that can just be an aside to the audience. Not talking directly, they're talking to the other characters, of course, but it can be direct address to the audience, which could make it funnier. It could be very inventive if you had it a little interactive. I don't mean including the audience, because people don't really love that. This isn't Cirque du Soleil where they're like in the audience as French clowns crawling all over. No. If you just sort of arrange your people and the action in an action play, where they're running around the audience more, or through the audience, or hiding in the audience, or they're in the audience and that's where the gunshot is, so the person on stage gets the whole spotlight, and they could get to die alone with their over-the-top death scene on the stage on their own. That's generous. They get the comedy. Ruthless has a lot to it. I encourage you to see it, and to read it, and to consider it. I'm recommending it because it just sells. We want that. Remember, with these musicals, you don't have to have an orchestra on stage. You can have canned music, especially in this one. Just recorded music. That really takes the price down. And if you have stuff in stock, or you can borrow stuff, and you can recycle sets, all the better. All right, see what you think. All the stuff's in the description. Please subscribe, and I have a buy me a coffee if you want to. That'd be great. We'll talk again. All right.